There we go. That should be better. Can you hear me now? I hope so. Just watching the chat there with a little bit of delay. Yes, excellent. Thank you. So you can actually hear me talking. It's not much better for a live video. All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another live map making session with campaign cartographer and me, Rashaman of Profantasy Software. Hope you're all doing fine. Excited for Christmas. Hope you've got your presents all arranged and set up, and if not, enough time to do that. I know I should be getting some more stuff to have everything in time, but I'm still good here. All right, so what do I want to do today? I want to take another look at all the monthly symbols we've created this year, all the free stuff that we've been releasing every month, created by Mike Schley. And for this year, we've concentrated on the overland style and added lots of structures and other symbols for the style to expand the options you have. And I want to give just a quick look at what's all new in there. Okay, yeah, sorry, Suzette, I see that my screen is a bit flickering there from the white background. Not sure I can do much about that here. That's new, didn't used to be like that. Despite the lighting background being the same. Trying to think. Just give me a sec. I'll see whether if some more lighting will improve this. Just a moment. No, sorry, that's not getting any better really. The thing is, the lighting hasn't changed at all from previous settings. I'm not sure why it suddenly is doing this. I probably need some time to adjust settings for the camera and everything, but I hope we'll be fine with this. It's not the main screen for tonight, otherwise it will take too long to fix this. So hope you can tolerate the flickering there in the background. And see whether I can improve that for next time. All right. We are looking at the monthly symbols today, and in addition to going through the ones that have been released this year, I want to try something a little bit different. I want to try a kind of painting map that you might have seen on the forum or the Facebook group created by Rico Hasche, who's done these beautiful collections or drawings of places created with all the overland symbols. And I want to show you how to do something like that and try my hand at something similar myself here. All right, so let's see what we've got. Everything of the new symbols is in the Mike Schley overland style, so let's start a new map based on that. And by the way, if you've got any questions during the session, please put them in the chat and we'll see that we answer them here, or I can show stuff on screen to answer any queries while we are live. All right, so I've chosen a new map, the new drawing wizard, the map type overland, and there I'm going to choose the CC3 Mike Schley overland style and click next, and just leave the base size because I'm not doing a scaled or true scale map anyway. I'll be fine with any scaling of the map. But what I want to do is I want to see whether I can switch to a different background, because I'm basically want to create a sky background for a little bit of sky in the background of my drawing, and for that we'll need to choose a different fill style. Well, we could choose perhaps ice, but that's not very good. We could choose the light sea style perhaps. Not entirely sure about that. Probably best at this point is to actually choose a fill, a solid fill, and with a light blue color like we've got here. We might even make it a little bit lighter with the color 79. Let's choose this to start with. And then I'm just going to click finished and go to my videos folder, streams, current video, and I'm planning on doing a Spider City, something like that. Let's see how this goes. So let's call it Spider City to start with. All right, here's my blank map. And you already can see a few of the monthly symbols in here, but how do I access or see what is new, what the free monthly symbols have been provided? You can do that by going to the symbol catalog settings here. Click the setting, and then if you scroll down, you'll get to the monthly symbols here. You'll have some duplicated. For example, if you take on the latest ones, we have the hive settlements, which are basically the same as, or the collected symbols from monthly 22 and 2023, and that's because so you can find them by name as well as by month. So these will contain the same symbols, but you can choose either one to get to them. So let's see what the first one this year was. Monthly 13 with the volcanoes. Let's load this, clicking here, and then the catalog loads here. Let's make it a little bit larger so you can see more. Let's make these 200 by 160 pixel and right click, and there you can see the symbols. Nice set of volcanoes, fiery chasm, a lava lake, and as you can see, they always also come with varicolor versions. You change the color here. If you want a very weird volcano with green lava or a green mountain here, you get these varicolor symbols. You can also, if you click on options, you can expand all collections to see everything that's hidden behind a group of different symbols. That way you can see there's actually 2 different volcanoes in here, active ones, and 2 different dormant ones. They're just grouped into a collection of symbols. Okay, got a question there from Bill in the chat, which is a very good one. How do you actually get to these symbols? So you get them from your registration account on profantasy.com. Go to the profantasy.com website, go to log in to your user account, go to the downloads, and click on the downloads for the campaign cartographer plus 3 plus files, and you'll find it there. The collection of the current year. The previous years have been folded into the current update, or I think the 2023 is still available as a separate one, but all the 24 ones from this year are in one download that you can just re-download each month if you want to get the new ones, and reinstall it, and it will give you the new symbols. You'll also find this on the free monthly website on our webpage. Let's just see this here. If you're on the Pro Fantasy website, see the free monthly content, just click that, then go to the 2024 link, and then you've got all the list of the different ones, and also you'll have a description how to download the current monthly files. All right. So here we are with all the volcanoes, and then the second one was the ice and northern symbols, frozen lakes, glaciers, ice caves. I really love the ice cave symbols here. If I click on this, just scale this up here so you can see it nicely. Very simple symbol actually, but I do love the yawning cave entrance there. Lovely stuff. Or here the glaciers are little mini paintings in themselves. Really nice. Right. And then I've got another question from Versus, whether the monthly symbols will be included in the yearly package. They will not be in the annual package because it's different, but we'll fold them into the next update again. So when we get the next update out, all the monthly symbols will be in that. Right, so that was the February symbols. Then we went to some specific ones, basically one of my wishes for my current role-playing campaign, spiders, spiderwoods. You can see you get forests and woods symbols for web-infested forests, and then also some spiderweb symbols, giant spider webs, as well as some very nice big spideys, as you can see here. And I want to use these possibly to create a big spider city today. See how that goes. From there we turned towards structure symbols for different cultures, and because it's nice to have a few more of these, which was exceeding a bit what we could do each month. We've got one culture basically every 2 months, or no, we've got every culture was spread over 2 months. This one was the Asian city style, also very nice. Take a look here at the pagodas and lovely symbols. Also very color symbols with differently colored roofs, shrines and crossroads. And the second half then was more individual symbols. Just takes a moment to load, so it's caching the symbols. There we go. Temples, palace, logging camp, a fort, stuff on some ruins. So I love the ruined version of the town that Mike created there. So that was the 2 Asian ones. Then we went to the Viking or Scandinavian type cities with long houses and farms. Again, crossroads. And the second half had ships, blacksmith, a fort, a great hall, again a logging camp, and lovely shrine, and also love the stave church or temple, based on some real-world Scandinavian wooden churches, early medieval churches, lovely buildings. And after that, we had the, no, that's wrong, that's from a previous one. That's the Orc City, that was from a year before. Instead, we've got the Aztec City, or Mesoamerican symbols with step pyramids and matching buildings, hamlets, ball court. Also a few boats, temples. And fortresses, large step pyramids, and some ruins again. This here, after that, we had the last set that was another wish of mine. This is basically alien type cities for something like insectoid races or something really weird. And these are the ones I want to use today to create some nice spider or build a city that might have been built by an intelligent race of spider folk, and see how that goes. See some nice fungus forests and eggs. Lovely stuff. And the second half with some towers, a fortress, temple. I love the workshop here with these cavernous entrances. And also some ruins. All right, so that's an overview of what we got and how you get to them. The ones we've integrated in the upgrade, they'll also go in their matching catalogs. I think there might be some in there already. For the structures catalog will have the alien city, for example, and the Aztec stuff, of course, but at the moment it doesn't have them yet. They're not integrated there yet, but you can always access them separately. But from previous years you can see the elven and orc and dwarven cities, which we did in 2022, I think, and they are all integrated in here. So let's make this a little bit smaller again so it doesn't cover so much of the screen. And erase this and think about our map. I'm thinking of a large city view which you can use to illustrate the surroundings to your players or a reader of a story you write. And we'll have the city in the foreground and some landscape in the background. So what I'm thinking, I want to create a horizon and then some mountains on the horizon, perhaps put some clouds above that in the sky, and then build the city in the foreground. All right, so for that, for orientation purposes, I think I'm going to start with a horizon, and I'm just gonna cover it with symbols, but just to see where my symbol should go, I want to create a straight line on the land background. So I could just grab the landmass, but this will be a fractal line, and this is not what I want for this. I would just want a straight line, so I'm going to right click the land drawing tool, and I'm going to grab the land straight tool here. And then, so I get an actually horizontal line, I'm going to turn on snap and the grid. And let's just put the horizon here. And there's my general horizon. This doesn't look like a perspective map yet, obviously, but we're going to work on that. If you're doing a perspective map like this with symbols, you will need them in quite a different number of scales. And if you're thinking that as layers in the landscape, it makes sense to build them as sheets and put the ones in certain distances on specific sheets. So I want to start with some distant mountains on the horizon, build a mountain chain there in the background, and I want my own sheet for that because it's going to be mostly in the background. So I'm just going to put it just above the land sheet and call it symbols background. Start with symbols in the name. That way, if I use it at the current sheet, my symbols will go on that specific sheet. Because symbols want to go on sheets that start with symbols in the name. If your current sheet doesn't have symbols in the name, then it will go on the sheet that's just called symbols. And then I'm going to go to the minerals and mountains. Those are the symbols I want to place. There they are. And I want to collapse the collections again. Here we are. And then I'm just going to grab some snow. That's strange. Did I put in 3? No, I have two columns. Why? There's something strange happened now. This is columns. Let's see whether I change it to 1. It looks good. And 2. It was a bit weird. Yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. There's some, don't know how that happened, that it did show more columns than it should have. Anyway, let's get on. I'm gonna grab the mountain range to start with, just because that's quite a few symbols in width that I don't need to place individually, and see that is the size I have currently here for the symbols. I'm going to hold down the control and move the up and down to get to a size that I want in the background. See, this does look fairly okay for the moment. And then I'm going to right click to check what scale I'm at. So it's 1.71. So just I'm put in a simpler number to remember. So just it's easier for me to go back to that if I need at some point. And then I'm just gonna build this here on the horizon. There we go. And let's put a few more here, and then actually I'm going to put a few more in the background in individual and make these even a bit smaller. So oops, there's my, there we go. And I'll sort the symbols in a moment, so these peek up behind the ones I've already placed. Right, and now I'm going to do symbols, sort symbols in the map, all of them. Press D for do it. And here we are. So I've got a nice mountain range there in the distance. It doesn't look too bad. You can see the land outline from my landmass that I draw is showing above this, and I can actually delete this. I don't need this for this map because the horizon is covering up the line anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase by layer coastline. No, it's not actually on that layer, so let's try by color. It should be color 68 or 67, might be 67, no, not 67. Okay, let's actually check what this is instead of guessing. So I'm just going to use info list, click on this, grabbing both the background and the other one. The line is actually on coast scene, not on the layer coastline. That is a bit confusing. And it's color 66. So alright, so erase by layer coast C. There we are. Now we have it selected. Press D for do it. And now it's removed. Okay, I've got the mountains in the background. I don't want to stop there. I want to build up some hills, foothills in front of that. So I'm going to go down here and have a look for foothills. Here we are. I could go with the hills or foothills, but I do want to make them larger now. So I could still put them on the same sheet, but I think it's easier if I put them on a new sheet. So I'm going to do symbols for hills as the sheet for that, and then make them size 2 perhaps, or oops, normal 2, go even a little bit larger. I think 2.5 is about good. Now let's put those in here. We can also use the hill symbols for that. Here we go. And let's sort symbols again. And this is the somewhat closer foothills. And then I'm thinking I want to get slightly larger, so I think I'll gonna put a line on there. Oh, yes, with even somewhat larger symbols. So let's make it size 3.5. Let's try that. Yeah. Here we go. And one more. And then we're gonna go into the area where I want to put my city itself, and I want to put that on some individual hills. So I'm gonna go and add new sheet symbols, hills, and grab the hill symbol and make that, say, size 5. So some there. Like this. And then I don't want to get too large, because the problem with its different scales of symbols in the map is always that you are also increasing the width of the pen lines, and if there's too much difference, that becomes very noticeable. See, if I make this hill as large as this, it does look pixelated compared to the rest, and the incline is very thick and prominent. That's why I prefer to keep a limit there. So let's see whether we can do with just this size as a maximum, so that would be about 7.5. Here we go. There. And one here. I think we need one that is still a little bit larger. We'll cover that with mostly city symbols, and perhaps at the moment it's very hilly here, so it's perhaps dominated a bit too much by the hills, but we can always put in some forests and stuff to break that up a little bit. So let's put in one more hill here as the basis, and then see what we can do with the insectoid symbol, city symbols. Alright, so much for that. And now we're gonna go for the normal symbols and load the insectoid symbols, if I can find them. Hive, I think it's called hive settlements. Yeah, right. And there we are. Now, the nice thing about these symbols is that they fit together very nicely if you place them next to each other, and you can build larger settlements for that. The only thing we want to avoid then is to have the city wall, the wall in there, because that's just going to encase the center part and not the stuff we place around that. So we're going to start, C and as our center point, grab the hive city symbol and make that nice and large. So this is a bit of our foreground symbol. We'll have some more stuff behind that. So this seems about right as our basis. Let's see how large that is. So here we are at the size 9 again, which is the same as the last hill we placed. So that matches quite nicely. Here we go. And then we build some stuff around that for the larger city. So we've got the town thing, and let's place that here. And the village symbol can be used to extend to here. We've got the fungus farm. This is perhaps, might make this even a little bit smaller, so we can adjust this here as we see fit. I've got the hamlet here. Let's make that a bit larger again. Alright, and now I've got the big fortress here. This could be on the next hill over. But we make it a little bit smaller because it's a bit farther back. So let's put that here. And we've got a nice separate temple that can go on this hill here. Then we've got that matches nicely with the fungus farm here. So let's place this, make it a bit larger. Place this here. It's the brood hall, yeah. And then here we've got this infection thing, which might, I think, a nice foreground. Is this here and here, and here we've got the shrine, which we can add here, and tower. I'm going to place some more here in the background to make the city larger. But let's put this here for the moment, and let's sort the symbols and see how that looks. All of it. Here we go. Let's see whether the symbols overlap nicely. Yes, that looks good. But still not looking like that of a very large city. So let's expand this a little further back with smaller symbols. So what I'm going to do is just to be able to sort this a little bit more easily, I'm going to put another symbol sheet in. Symbols, city back. And grab the hive city one. Let's grab the hive town once more and make this size 5. And put this here in the background on the hill. We should have a nice castle or something somewhere. One shrine of the fortress. place that here. I'm thinking this is perhaps a bit too close to that, so I need to make it a little bit larger so it fits more nicely. Refresh to see that it's so the back should be behind the symbols sheet. So there we go. Looks good. Put in another tower. It's a bit smaller again. Put that here. And I've got another tower here that can go on top of here. And let's have a look for the larger symbols here, like this smaller. And I now might want to go behind the hills. The only problem is, see, if I want to go behind the first line of hills, I need to put my new symbol sheet in just behind the hills. Just not entirely sure at the moment how I separate the hills. So between the hills and far hills. So hide everything to see what is on my symbol cell sheet. Yeah, I'm thinking I might want to have another layer in here between, so I can put in something just behind these. And for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a symbols hills 2 here and move the symbol city back to here and move these two symbols to this symbols sheet. Show all. And now I should be able to grab the Hive City here and place this here. And then it's behind. No, wrong sheet. I haven't switched to the city back sheet yet. There we go. And now you can see that the hill is actually in front of that bit of the city, which is nice, because now we can put more stuff here, which will be... Oh! Lost connection there. Yep. Okay, it looks like I lost connection there, still frozen. Oh. Sorry about that. I'm back now. Great, thank you very much. That was just a hiccup here with my internet connection apparently. Don't know what happened there. Excellent. So I'm still working on the hills here. See where my stuff is. I do need to move. See, I want these to be behind this hill symbol. So I need to move this one. If I can grab it, not that one, to this sheet. This is actually, move to sheet, and this little village symbol, not these ones, should go back on the city background sheet. Yeah, that's how I wanted it, so this hill covers up these city symbols. Show all. Here we are. And that looks pretty good. And that way, if I go back to my normal symbol sheet, I can put something on top of this hill again. For example, a little forest, a little egg hatching forest. But that will be on in front of the buildings behind. There we go. And then sort the symbols again. Symbols, sort, symbols, and map. All of them. There we go. Good. So I'm thinking I want a few more symbols for the city there in the back. City back. And let's grab some hamlet symbols. 3.5 perhaps. Put them on the hills there in the background. Some town symbols. There we are. And then I'll put in another sheet between the far hills and the hills. So I can put another layer of city symbols in there between the hills. So grab the city like this. A little bit smaller again. There. Let's have a look. Sort symbols and map. And there you can see the city spreading towards the background. And there you can see how the perspective works quite nicely with the large symbols in the foreground and then the range of mountains in the background. Alright, so let's see what else we can do. We can add a few special things there on the far hills sheet. If I want to grab existing stuff there, I can just click on one of the edges of the symbols. So I'm on the symbols far hills, and seeing how large my scaling was there. Where's my scale? Is 3.5 there. So let's see whether we can put in some forests and add those in there. The city's tree with a size of, let's make this, normally in an overland style, the trees are much exaggerated versus in size versus the hills. So we do need them, make them quite a bit smaller here to make them roughly fit. See, there we go. That's looks about right. And this way I can just build little patches of forests here. And there. And make them even smaller for further in the background. I'm doing this very roughly here. I could, of course, take a bit more care and scale them better. But for my purposes here, that seems to be fine at the moment. And let's see whether we might even manage to put in a lake or something with one of the symbols there from the... Do we have a lake symbol here that we could use? We've got the wave stuff, but no lakes as such. It's a bit of a shame. I could draw in a lake, but I don't think that would look very convincing here. And let's see what else we've got. Some desert symbols here which don't fit us quite now. We've got the oasis stuff, so we could use something like this for a little bit of a lake. Find the background so you don't see that much as palm trees and stuff. So let's see. Go to the, what did we have? 1.5 size. Yeah. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry about that. There we go. And let's have a look what we've got in the way of mountains or hill things. What we actually could put in, I think, would be some clouds. I think we have some cloud symbols here. So for these, I'm going to go even beyond the symbols background sheet. So I'm going to put in symbols clouds. Up, right behind the mountains. There we go. We don't have that much variety in the clouds here, unfortunately. There's some other clouds available in other styles, but I'm not gonna go hunting for them here for the moment. I'm gonna be fine with these. And you could even put in the sun as a circle and do a glow effect on stuff like that. Well, let's give it a quick try whether we can do something like that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to add a sheet sun. And I'm just going to use the background. Or no, I'm going to add a new layer for that sun. I'm going to make that a very bright yellow. Though it normally should be white, basically, but I'm thinking I might get away with I should make the fill style solid and not hollow. Change fill style. Select my sun. Make it solid. There it is. And then I'm gonna add a glow. Let's make it white. And it's gonna be a strong glow of, say, 25%. Blur radius of 25. Map units, apply. Oh, I might even make it a bit larger. So let's make already 75. Oh, well, it looks quite nice. I've got a nice sun in the sky there. Alright, what I certainly would do is to redo the color basically of the screen. For that I'm going to erase the current one and then do color command by typing that in and use the right click options for that. And this will cover up all these symbols extending beyond the map border. And there's my city growing. I might still add some more clouds and you could put in more forests. And what we do want perhaps is some extra structure symbols. So perhaps we can put in some interesting things to add here. What do we have? Let's have a look whether we can add some. We've got some huts. So we've got the Vikings actually in here in that style, as you can see. I don't have the I've got the Asian symbols in there, but not the hive symbols yet. Good. So I there's nothing at the moment I'm thinking of that I absolutely want to add. There might be some stuff in the borders political catalog. Always be interesting things like those crystal shards. No, I forget what I wanted to make it a spider city. So for that I of course need to add some spider webs and spiders. Let's see whether that works. Where's my spiders? There's my spiders. The forests don't work that well for that obviously, but I do have the nice webs. So let's have a look and see. I'm gonna use extract properties to go on my main symbol sheet. And then I'm going to grab the spider web, make it nice and large. See, for example, we've got this big spider cave entrance here. See whether we can work that nicely into the map somewhere. See, put this in here. I can also always to vary this symbols a bit to make a mirrored version, a little bit of a different look. Let's grab this big spider web, put this in here. This one could also be quite nicely rotated. This in here. This doesn't work with rotation, obviously, but we could put it on the hills sheet. Hills 2 sheet even. And put that there in the background. See whether that works. Let's do a quick sort symbols and map operation. See whether they integrate. Okay. Not that happy with these symbols. They don't match into the surroundings that well. I'm thinking I might perhaps want to put that on the hill sheet instead. Move to sheet. Hills 2. Move it a little bit. Symbols, sort symbols and map. All of them. That way it vanishes behind those symbols completely. Not entirely happy with this. They don't match together that nicely. So I'm gonna keep these entrances here, and what I can do is I can add some spiders at least. Symbols. And these I want to put in right in front, so I'm just going to use the symbol street sheet for that here for a moment, just because I have it. There we go, one big spider. Let's mirror this again. That here. And another nice spider. Go here. And there you can. Oh, they're probably a bit too large to be inhabiting these buildings. Oh, so perhaps they've taken an abandoned an abandoned city, built their nest there or something, or I could make them smaller. Yeah, let's make them a bit smaller instead. So if I want to get rid of all the symbols of a certain type, the easiest thing normally is to go into the symbol manager and delete those symbols in the instances. That way they're gone from the map. And let's make this much smaller. And this looks better for an actual size of these spiders. Still on the sheet in front of everything else, so I can always see them. Here we go. There's another spider. One up here. And we've got a little bit of the population popping out from the city. Okay, that looks good. And let's put in a little label. Take a name for our city. So what could that be? Let's go on the text sheet. Text labels, white color. Something with the, yeah, let's do Arachnia, city of spiders. Oops, I think I accidentally interrupted the command. Okay, let's try that again. Arachnia, city of spiders. There we are. It's better. Align to the top left. Put it on there. Yeah, it's got the black outline. It's just not that visible from at that scale, but that's fine. And there we are. And that's our little map we've created from the monthly symbols. And you can see how you can build a perspective map like that from the nicely detailed overland symbols of Mike Schley. And that's, yeah, our hour is almost over, just 2 minutes left. So we call it a map at this point. I'll share it on the forum tomorrow for you to check out if you want to. And hope you enjoyed the little special mapping session tonight, and perhaps create some similar stuff of your own in this vibe. Excellent. I hope you have a good night, good day, whatever lies ahead of you in your part of the world. And we should be able to do another session before Christmas. So see you again next week. All the best. Happy mapping and bye-bye.